we're going to be pressing forward for the long press, and then I'm going to shape 7 boards in the other room. You can get a life board of your own at lifeskateboard.com. But I made this a little easier. If you're watching this and you're looking for how to go get one, there's a little QR code right there. Go ahead and screenshot that for me. And we're going to do that throughout the live today. Morgan's with me outside. She's watching Laura for me. It's been a minute since I've done a live. But here we are. So, life skateboard. Time for me to ramble. So let's see, things that we talk about on these lives. Let me go ahead and go through what's on the inside of your skateboard. And this goes for your standard skateboard. That's pretty much anything you find on your walls at a shop. It's going to be 7 plies of maple. It's just the way that it's put together that makes it different. Alright, so like I said, you got 7 plies of maple inside your skateboard. You've got a face, that's a vertical grain. A core, another vertical grain. A crossband, it's got a different angle on it. Another core, crossband, core, and a face. And we glue all those together by hand. And give me one moment here and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I just needed to go check on Morgan real quick. And we're back. Sorry about that. Here at Life Skateboards, handcrafting skateboards. Now, you're going to see me glue these boards by hand. There's a reason for that. So, most factories... Hello, Philly. Thanks for the sub, Philly. Most factories will use a glue machine, and a glue machine gets both sides of the plies, so that means it can't get the faces because you don't want glue on the outside of the board. It can't get the crossbands because those roll up. So we glue the boards by hand to make sure that the inside of every ply inside your skateboard is covered in glue. Alright, so I'm going to get to it. Hello, Logan. Thank you, appreciate it. Made right here in Indiana. Let's see, what should I blather on about? Buddy Johnny took me up to the Chicago area this week. I say this weekend because he took me up there for a few days. That was pretty fun. I don't normally go on too many trips like that. Super grateful he took me. I'll have a full video on the trip. We spun by Naperville Skate Park. That was really fun. Got to hit a gap that hadn't been hit yet. And then we spun by Fargo Skate Park. That was also a really fun little indoor just outside of Chicago. Fargo is really cool. It's inside of a building that used to be a really old theater. I believe they said they're about to hit their 100-year anniversary. For the building itself, not the skate park. But really fun park, really fun place, and Johnny's a great host. You can look at me and understand I don't go to fancy restaurants and stuff all the time, but this man went and took me to Fogo de Chao, and I was like a fish out of water, but man, that was good. I've never ate so much steak in my life. So much filet mignon, so good. Big thank you to Johnny. Yeah. Ooh. Alright, if you guys have any questions about these boards, how they're made, how you're going to get one for yourself, feel free to ask. Sorry about that. We're going to be gluing up 4 of these boards, and then we will put them in the press. You guys will see the squeeze up, and then I've got 7 boards to shape in the other room. And Sam already cut out the shapes for me. I just got to shape the edges. Hey, thank you, Matt, for the suggestion for the send money option. Because my account, I believe, is pretty new, I actually don't qualify for that yet. To my knowledge, I need another 1.5 million short views, and I believe another like 1,500 watch hours to get there, unfortunately. But if you have any suggestions on shortcuts to that or anything like that, I'm open to it. I've recently switched my content over from Meta mainly to YouTube, so this is all new to me. I'm not too familiar with it. But it's not the first time something like that's been suggested, so I greatly appreciate it. Hello, Bati. Thanks for swinging by. I'm not sure. Maybe I can like learn how to overlay stuff that shows a PayPal or something like that. I'm not sure. Would people donate if I started like putting my Venmo in there? There you go. Thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, hey Morgan, why don't you just put our Venmo in the chat? If you guys don't know, Morgan in the comments there is the love of my life. She's currently outside with the dog, hanging out with her. King, you can put your Venmo if you want to too. But we're all going to trust Morgan for that one. I don't, so I make skateboard decks for a living. I've designed a couple, my personal shape. But there's 77 different shapes on the website. This is going to be real easy for you. So if you go ahead and screenshot right now, that QR code will take you to the website there, where we've got over 77 shapes listed. The website is lifeskateboard.com. If you go ahead and screenshot that. As you can see, this one here, those are the shapes that I designed. And then here's a little funky one I did based off. Thank you, appreciate that, Voxel. I'm bad at pronouncing things. I gotta tape this board up before I forget. But, yeah. Got tons of different shapes. A lot of those shapes my boss came up with. Some of them are what customers wanted, and we decided to make a template for them. Hey! Hope you're doing all right, man. How's the skateboarding scene in Ukraine? I honestly just don't hear much about it. That's just my curiosity there. And that's just my ignorance too. You guys might have like a blossoming scene that I'm ignoring right now. I love hearing about scenes around the world. So, let's see. What makes these boards different? Obviously what you're seeing right now, hand gluing the boards. We also do a long press and cure time, so the boards are inside the press for a minimum of 24 hours. Once they're out of the press, they cure for at least 7 days before the shape's cut out. And the other part of why the decks are so strong is our graphic application. Every step in the process is done to make sure that the end product is a high quality product, so the customer gets the best product that they can get. The standard for graphic application in the industry is a heat transfer. And while that's an extremely easy way to recreate an image over and over again, the idea of pushing a skateboard through a heat roller just doesn't sit well with us. So what we do is we have lino blocks. If you don't know what that is, I have a couple shorts explaining it. But it's a hand-carved relief image. It's kind of like a big stamp. We roll speedball ink onto those and then apply the graphics with those big old stamps. And then you get a graphic applied with no pressure to the deck. Plus, we're making it for you. You can pick your wheelbase, you can pick your shape, pick your ply color number, all that fun shit stuff. Oops, better watch my language. I selected this isn't made for kids. I'm allowed to cuss, right? I don't know. YouTube's new to me. But yeah, great company, great boards. I loved the boards before I was one of the guys making them. The other thing about the company is I just love the idea of Sobriety, the name of the company. It's called Life. Sobriety gave my boss a new life. And he helped me reach full sobriety myself. And helped me stay strong in it. I'm very grateful to him for that. Hi Chud. These are Life skateboards. Made in Indiana here. We make our own boards. Don't make them for other brands. If you want to get in contact with the owner, you would get in contact with him through the contact information on the website. And then let me make that super easy for you real quick. Hey, thank you, Chud. Never mind. But anyway, for anybody else looking, screenshot that. It takes you straight to the website. Thank you, Chud. What shop do you own and where is it? Always cool to run into some of the industry on these lives. Nice. Out in Colorado. Nice. I haven't made it out that far, unfortunately. But I'd love to. I know our boards make it out that far. I know there was a guy skating my shape out in Colorado for a little bit. King Hancock. I don't know if he's still skating my shape or not, but he was killing it. One of the few people I've seen do well with my shape. I have to check you guys out when I get off of this live here. Let me see if I can give you a little shout. No. This is not a new face tattoo. I don't know, like 3 or 4 years old, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I got it like 3 or 4 years ago. Not entirely sure. Time doesn't flow very linearly for me. In my memory, at least. Sorry. Head injuries and drug abuse. That's why I'm glad I'm sober. I'm taping this up. I'll be right back to it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Thank you, I appreciate it. Does it get hot in here? Yes, it sometimes does. We have things to cool everything down in here. But this is in the middle of Indiana, so our weather is all over the place. Somebody had a question about sidewalk surfer. I'm not really familiar with them. I apologize. The way I judge a board being made well is by the process they use to make that board. Hey, you can do it, man. Hey, Matt, you can always get sober. I can tell you, let's see, I am a little over 6 years sober from alcohol. If you would have asked me 7 years ago if I was going to be able to tell you that, I would have said, fuck no. Because I was a stubborn little alcoholic and drug addict. But we do recover, and I promise you, it's worth it. Doesn't matter how tough it's going to be through recovery, doesn't matter how hard the decision is to make to get sober, you're the one making it, and you can do it, I promise. I definitely wouldn't have believed myself if I said I would have been sober 7 years ago. So Jared asked how much would it cost to make a custom skateboard. So that's a pretty broad question. Custom can mean a lot of things. You're gonna have to contact my boss specifically about a full custom shape. But our popsicles start at $70. You can change your wheelbase, all that fun stuff, and then shapes go up from there. The twins are $79. My personal shape is $99. So you can kind of judge it based off of that. And if you don't want to go the full price on a custom, you can always go through the shapes and find two that you like. Let's say you like the nose of one, the tail of another. Find a spot in the middle. If it meets, we can do that for you. Because we're the ones cutting the shape out, so we can make you exactly what you want. What's up, Shred Squad SSSA? Of course, Jared. Happy to help. And Matt, if we need to hop back to talking about sobriety, we can always do that. I'm very open about my past use. I was recently speaking at a group and made kind of a light bulb click for me. And it was kind of about what my purpose is in life. And it's kind of made the realization that, if there was any purpose in me being able to poison myself on a daily basis and still live to tell about it, I guess that's to talk about it. So if my only purpose here is to be able to help people in that aspect because of my experience, I'm happy to do that. We do make longboards. I'm sorry this conversation jumps all over the place. Yes, Gage and Kayla, we make longboards. We have 3 different shapes. We have our surfer, we have our stretched pan head, and then we have our drop down. The drop down is your typical boop. You know what I mean? That shape for longboards. The surfer is going to be flat, and the pan head is also a little bit more flat. They're available on the website as well. Now, I guess one of the things you're going to want to consider when you say I want a longboard, or do you want just a really wide skateboard with really turny trucks? Slappy Trucks just came out with an 11-inch truck that turns amazing. And if you really want, you can get our 11.75-inch deck, the Barge. Get you some Dogtown K9 wheels on there. The website is called lifeskateboard.com. If you're on your phone right now, go ahead and screenshot that. The little QR code there will take you straight to the website. And in between talks about life, I'm definitely going to be stuck on talking about sobriety with you guys because I'm happy to hear that. Vacro, it's definitely losing a friend to the vice that you're using is definitely no pun intended, a sobering thing to happen to you. It's what made me be careful about drugs I was taking before I got sober. But just always remember, you can do it. It's going to be tough. It's going to hurt. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you're having physical symptoms of pulling off of it like shakes, you're going to probably want to go to detox, because you want to make sure that you're alive at the end of the day. And congrats on, what is that, 14 years off opioids, man? That's awesome. But Matt, it doesn't matter if you're off your rocker or not. The only thing that matters is if you choose to get back on it. That was a really bad analogy, but what I'm saying is, something I tell people about in early sobriety is, because a lot of people are like embarrassed to talk about fucking up or having a relapse or struggling. There's no reason to be embarrassed about struggling. You're dealing with a literal disease. So, number one, ask for help. And number two, don't be embarrassed by fucking up. It's gonna happen. I promise you, everyone around you is gonna be much happier about a new sobriety date rather than a date on your tombstone. And that's the best way to look at it. Absolutely. Relapses happen. We try to make sure they don't happen, but they're just a stumble. They don't mean you failed. And as far as when it comes to dealing with failure, I mean, as a skateboarder, you should be used to that at all times. That's all we deal with is failure. But you don't need to look at a relapse like a failure. You can look at a relapse like a stumble along your path to success, because that's all that matters. And the only person you're trying to impress is yourself on that one. Make sure that's the truth. All right, we got one more to glue up here and shove in the press. Always happy to talk about sobriety, my sobriety journey, and you know what? If any of you guys feel like sharing in the chat there, who knows? Maybe we can turn this into a little meeting on my lives. Because you never know about if you're sharing your story. You never know who's going to read it. You never know who it's going to help. It might not seem like it helps people, but I promise you, there's somebody out there silently reading what you're saying that it's going to help. So if you feel like sharing your story in my chat, I'm not going to stop you. I'm actually going to encourage it. I think it's very powerful to be able to share your story. Not only because it inspires other people to be proud of their story, but because it gives people an example that they can get out. You know what I mean? So a lot of us that got out struggled for a really long time to find an example like us getting out. Absolutely. Thank you, Christy. Thank you for that insight, Christy. It's okay, Varka, because you're going to remember that moment forever. Hey, Bill, you, sir, are going to get removed and gone. Don't suggest for people to harm themselves on my chat. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. Here's a safe place where we're here to help each other, not put each other down. Anyway, I know it feels like there's no way out, but if you got anybody in your life that would, even if you think they're going to be mad at you for going through that kind of stuff. Thank you, Christy. I mean, it's to be expected. This is the internet, but, you know, I don't tolerate that around here. Sometimes, unfortunately, people making jokes like that is a cry for help in their own lives, so I'm just going to hide them. I'm not going to ban them. Maybe you can watch and learn something from you guys talking about what you've dealt with and what you're going through. Now, feeling like there's no way out is just a part of that thing in our brain that tricks us into not quitting. So you can do this, man. And I know that's just redundant to say, but just ask for help. Surrender yourself to it. If you don't feel like you have power over it, then you don't. And just admit that and go get some help. Go to AA, go to NA. Every area has a meeting. Every area has a meetup. When I didn't feel comfortable going to meetings around me, I started sober skate meetups, where we would go cruise downtown, skate, and not drink. It was pretty fun. Kept us all real busy, gave us a good network of sober people to hang out with when we needed it, and kind of gave us all unofficial sponsors. So you can always find a group of people that holds you accountable and cares about you. But just remember, you're gonna run into people like that random Cosby guy. Jared just asked, what's the best deck for beginners? I'm going to just throw this out there and say I don't think there is a best deck for beginners. It's just going to be based off of what you enjoy. When I worked in a skate shop, I used to grab 5 boards off the wall, throw them flat, not let them see what the size was, tell them to stand on it. Then that was what they were going to buy. Whatever they felt comfortable on. Your average size is going to be about 825. But then again, that's average. So you got people skating 775s. I mean, I've got a board that's almost a foot wide. So if you're branching into shapes, maybe try our twin first. But it's all going to be up to you. Entirely up to you. There's no real such thing as a beginner skateboard. They're all going to be the same as far as what you can do with them. They're not all the same as far as quality goes, but you know how it is. That's funny, Matt. Okay, thank you, Gage. But speaking of the Eggzilla, we have the egg roll. It's an 11.78 with good concave. What Matt just suggested is like one of the biggest boards on the market right now. That would be a funny board to get used to for your first board. Hey, thank you, Gage. We really appreciate you. Real quick, Gage. Never mind. Looks like we're pretty well stocked up on colors. I was going to check what color you wanted. That way we might have something ready to go and we can get it done quicker for you. Appreciate you, Gage. Right, dude? That 13.75 inches is pretty wild. I will say, like, that's cool and all. Their concave sucks. I got a chip on my shoulder about it. This mold right here, we're getting that handled, and it's going to be 15 inches wide. We're about to be able to make 15-inch boards. Our max right now is 11.75. So 15 inches is a game changer. We have a... this is like our workshop. We do have a full shop with parts, wheels, everything you need. But if you go to lifeskateboard.com, that QR code will take you right to the website. Matt, you got me dying over here. Hey, there you go, Shred. Matt, you got me dying over here. We're talking girth, Matt. See, and look at that, Matt. When you get sober, you can still have fun. You can still be a weird dude that randomly talks to strangers on the internet about the girth of skateboards. Hello, Tommy. Thanks for popping in. All right, I'm taping up the last one here, and then we're going to throw them in the press. If you guys have any questions, now is going to be your good time to ask. Once I hop in the other room, I'm going to take the boards through 2 at a time. There's 7 of them. And once I get to the Orbital, I can answer questions. But while I'm doing the edge router, the belt sander, the drums, and the Mac wheel, it's going to be a little hard for me to respond. All right, I'm going to get the press ready, and then you guys are going to watch some squeeze out. squeeze out is when the glue drips out of the side of the press. That means the glue's not inside the skateboard, but it looks pretty. Alrighty. Let's pull y'all over here real quick. Alignment in these presses is extremely important. If the boards aren't aligned properly, they won't be pressed consistently. If they're not pressed consistently, it's not good enough for the customer. You're gonna end up seeing me have to readjust this whole thing once I put the top in. So we've got 2 boards per mold, and this deck has press has 2 long molds in it. The upper section here is actually for youth boards. That's right, we make boards for the kids. Maybe Roger and Alistair will pop on here at some point. It seems that a Colt to the McRib has happened in my chat, and I haven't stopped it. And Alistair is the subscriber that is pushing this Colt pretty far. I tried to tell him be careful. With a name like that, you gotta be careful with Colts, you know? You're gonna see me readjust the whole thing because this top part never fits in comfortably. Threw the whole alignment off. All right. Excuse me, Jesse. Good thing we're not worried about production. A little confused on you for that one. I'm sorry, are you producing skateboards, Jesse? Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got enough going on here, Jesse. I don't really need your opinion. And if you want to get a skateboard of your own, you go to lifeskateboard.com. Get a deck of your own. Because we do care about production. Quality is very important to us. These boards last a long time, guaranteed against DOM. I see, Jesse. All right. Yeah. Sorry. I'm a big old boy to the industry, so I take that personally. So yeah, we do care about production. We've got the ability to do 4 in this one, 4 in that one, 4 in this one, and then 4 in the other one over there. Then they press for 24 hours at a time. And as you see here, these are the boards that are ready to be cut and ready to go. I'm the guy that bullies factories because factories like to push out big numbers and crappy boards. Dang it. I think Jesse might be a nice guy and I was too mean to him. Wood milker. Hold on. That statement is more accurate than you think. Watch real close here, Buttercokeski. Thank you, Philly. You're gonna see me milk this maple right here. Hold up. Sorry, Jesse. I didn't mean for that to happen. All right, see that glue starting to bubble out right there? Look at that. Squeeze. Yeah, I understand that one, Shred. Yeah, we gotta, as you can see, we produce what we're asked for. So, whoops. Kinda. That's actually, you guys are making the best comparisons I've ever had on this. We gotta wrap this glue up here, and then we're gonna go to the other room to shape. If I don't wrap the glue up, it's a big old waste. We don't want that. You guys wanna see my dog in a little break between the two? My dog's outside with the lady. Yeah, we're gonna go with the dog because I miss her. She might even be on the live. I don't know. We'll see if she watches my lives or not. Let's find out. It's looking like it might rain. We got a little fire going out here. Lori. Lori is a Shepherd Pit mix. I clean a local skate park, and one morning when I got there, Lori was just at the park, dumped, and we decided to take her in. Isn't she sweet? My boss is awesome. Lets me keep her out here with me. Morgan's helping. She said I told her I wouldn't put her on video. I promised. Oh! You excited or something? He got a 30-foot tie out and still finds a way to get to the end of it. But all right. Now I'm going to hop back to work after I answer Jared's question. Jared just asked. Doghouse tour. All right, Jared did just ask, though, how long does it take to make a skateboard start to finish? So the board is in the press for 24 hours and the cure for 7 days. And then once they're ready to cut, They can be cut, shaped, graphics applied, and clear coated within the same day. There you go, doghouse tour, insulated. I gotta install those flaps. Hey, thank you, Matt. I'll be here if you ever need any resources on sobriety or anything. I believe I put my contact email on my page, but it's sorry, let me start that over. askdayswithcasper@gmail.com. If you need any help with sobriety, anything like that, I treat it very anonymously. I'm always here to help. All right, back to it. If you want to see a finished, real nice. Don't know who that's going to, but all right. So for the remainder of this live, hey, thank you, Matt. Right after I get off this live, I will hop on there and follow you back so I can actually see your messages. I'm much more reactive on there, so if you send me a message on there, I'll be able to get back to you super quickly. All right, here goes the fun part. We're gonna take these boards through 3 at a time. I said 2, we're doing 3. And I'm gonna explain each step as I do them. While I'm doing them, I'm not gonna be able to respond, but enjoy. So, when I come into this room, I got a stack of shaped boards that are already cut. Sam cuts them out on this router bit right here. He's got a stabilizer attached to it. He takes those uncuts that I pressed, attaches them to a template like this, runs that template around this thing, and then I get them like this. And when they come to me, the edges are like that, and they need to be at a 90 to the concave so that the edge can round off the, so that the edge router can give it a round edge. And we're good to go. All right, I'm gonna take these 3 through this, bring that edge to a 90 with a concave, and then we'll bring you around for every step here. PPE is important. I've almost been killed on this job. My boss has 9 fingers. Hey, nice meeting you, Jared. Thank you for stopping by. I said that the boards come to me like this, and then this is what the first step does. Brings that edge to a 90 with the concave. And I'm sorry if I repeat myself on these lives. People hop in and out, so hopefully I'm answering questions for people. of water, and then we'll go on to the next step. And don't forget, guys, if you want to get a life board of your own, just screenshot that. That QR code will take you straight to the website. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. You guys get in the chair for me. We don't sell as much as we'd like to, obviously. We can always sell more. I'm making a surviving right now. It would be awesome to make a living. But if we press 5 times a week, we'd be able to do 5 times 15, 65 boards pressed a week. See him shred. What's up, Steven? Alright, so this step is going to take the edge and round it to this. I didn't say that right at all. No, Steven, that's not a barge. That's called a chubby stubby. Sorry, it's hard for me to answer questions when I'm on the dangerous equipment. It would not be smart for me to answer questions while I'm on the dangerous equipment. Hey guys, give me a pause for 1 second here. Ow, shit. That hurt. Give me a second here. Thank you, Christy. Hey, Steven, why don't you tell everybody about the barge? Steven got to ride the barge this weekend. I'm going to hop right back in here. Give me 1 second here, guys. Well, Steven didn't answer. The Barge is an 11.75-inch board that's an insanely fun skateboard. I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen to the screen. I'll be right back. I gotta check something with Morgan. Back. Sorry about that. Whew. Sorry, Morgan's gonna be hopping on. I don't know if I can. Morgan, can you just say something in the chat real quick for me? I believe I can make you a moderator.
Okay.
Morgan said. Add as moderator. All right, there we go. We added Morgan as a moderator on the chat. That's going to be helpful. Morgan is love of my life there. And in case you guys didn't know, tomorrow's my birthday. Like we said earlier in the live, I don't have any way for people to donate directly on the live, but there's my Venmo. Morgan's going to put that up there every once in a while. Give me 1 second here. Like that kind of wording. Just do it every few minutes. Thank you. All right. I need to figure out how to set this kind of thing up. Thank you. Appreciate you, Christy. I'll be 31 years old. I'm going to do 31 skateboard tricks tomorrow morning. All right. On to work. Thank you, Steven. Hey, have a great night, Christy. Thank you for hopping in. As usual, Life Skateboards appreciates you. saying random things like a website. Just like, you're not going to embarrass yourself by messaging too much, you're not going to bother me, or you're going to either push it out or not. Send it to people if you want. Send it to people you expect out of here. Send it to my mom. Yeah, I just told Morgan to send this live to my mom. Thank you. Sorry, this is kind of dying off. I'm back. And if you're watching and curious, Morgan in the comments there's. That's my fiance. She's helping me out. I believe you guys can see that she's a moderator on here. I got to run these through the Mac wheel, and then it is on to the Orbital where I can answer questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I got you. Now I'm on to the step where I take my mask off and I can actually respond and hear you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now's a good time for it. I'm just going to be on the Orbital working today. Not sure what this is or why Sam did that. Sam's a silly guy. He should be on here. If you guys have, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Take my mask off for this part. We got these. We're on the last step for these 3 boards before graphics, and then we got 4 more to do. I think I'm gonna go through them in the same style I did these, depending on how I feel. Maybe I'll do 2 and 2. We'll see. But we've got 2 popsicles here and a chubby stubby on our website, lifeskateboard.com. You go to that QR code right there. Go ahead and screenshot that little guy. Look at that. Look how tech savvy we are, guys. We got a QR code. Go to lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a Life skateboard, handcrafted, made for you, just for you, made to last, and not factory trash. I tell you what, the best skateboard you ever seen is skateboard. Made by hand, made to last. Guaranteed against steel and. That's a premature break. We're probably going to replace it. You just got to go to lifeskateboard.com and get yourself a life. And who knows? Maybe you'll see me shaping your board on live. Morgan, come wave at the camera. Oh, never mind. We'll race outside with the doggy. Morgan, throw her the frisbee a couple times for me. Tell her I miss her. I'm only a couple 100 feet away from her, but I still miss her. touch-up spots here. Part of the reason I don't wear gloves for this step, because the quality control involves running my hand along the deck, feeling any inconsistency. Get those out of there. There you go. Nice uniform finish on this deck. Now that one's ready for graphics and ready to be destroyed. Because we don't make things for the wall here, we make things for under your feet. Don't forget, just go to liveskateboards.com. Screenshot that QR code for me. And maybe, just maybe, you can help me go from making the surviving to making a living. I love my job and I love what I do. It'd be awesome to do this and do all that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to be answering questions while I'm sanding these last two boards. Just tuning in, this is Life Skateboards, the Handcrafted skateboard right here in Indiana. Made to order, made for you, and made to last. Made by skaters, for skaters. Not that factory garbage. Maple. I'm not the one that orders it, my boss is. We're a company of 2 men, and I don't do any of the ordering. Give me one moment here. Be right back. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I gotta run outside and ask Morgan a question myself real quick. Are we back? I have to check with Morgan. Morgan, tell me if we're back. Are we back? I have to check with Morgan. Morgan, tell me if we're back. Do you have audio and everything? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently my live cut out for a minute. If you're watching, Morgan is throwing up the website, throwing up little things about subscribing. I really appreciate her for all that. She's the best. And we're back. Okay. Morgan's the best moderator I could ever ask for. Hey, Alistair's here. Alistair, need you to meet Morgan. Morgan's the love of my life. She's the best. Alistair's one of my favorite subscribers. All right. We got just this chubby stubby to sand here. Yeah, it's called the chubby stubby. There's actually another dog that skateboards this shape. All right, Morgan, we're watching Jurassic Park tonight and we're doing a test that. Yeah, that's right. I hear her go, yay, from outside when I said we're watching Jurassic Park again. We gotta get to sleep early though, babe, because I gotta film those 31 tricks in the morning. It's my birthday tomorrow, Alistair. Getting this work done so I don't have to work tomorrow. Morgan, you know why Alistair's one of my favorite subscribers. Gotta pull out a little bit of a harder or lower grit here. waiting for my crib for months. I'm gonna kick whoever's ass put all this glue on here. It was me. I gotta grab another piece of veneer. Needed me a fresh 80 grit on that one real quick. Hey, Jared. While you were gone, I'm not sure if it was before or after you left. Morgan and a moderator. She's going to be answering questions and popping in with information about the channel. Alistair is a long-time subscriber. I say long time, and I haven't really had subscribers that long. But he's who I talked about earlier. Yeah, Alistair, we were talking about you. Alistair just said Matchup Larry is the only one who can bring back the direwolf, and I'm not going to argue with that at all. You're not going to get one peep of an argument from me on that There's an intense amount of glue on this one. Like a world-ending direwolf. I'm gonna go take it. That's the best one I've ever heard, Alistair. I'm not gonna lie. That's the best one you've told. Alistair just said, Van Halen, sorry, forgive me. Matchup Larry taught Van Halen how to jump. That one's a lot more intense than most boards. Whenever there's a lot of glue on the top of the board, it takes a lot longer to get it all off. We can see a lot outside right now. It's pretty damn windy out. Hey Morgan, looks like some the viewers just hopped around. If you can go ahead and put the website in there again with my Venmo, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Morgan. Who knows? Maybe you'll buy me my birthday dinner. Who knows? Hey Steven, do me a favor. Share this live with everybody on your Facebook and then text it to people. I want people to be texting you tonight like, who the fuck is this? Because like, you haven't texted them in years. That's what I want. That's what I think you should do Hey, Christy. The long forgotten Alistair is here now. All right, so we finished those 3 boards there while you were gone. Ooh, I want to touch this up. The benefit of me being the one that does it. All right, so there's 4 boards left. I'm going to take them through 2 at a time. That way, get back to the Orbital twice instead of one long time. If you guys have any questions, remember I'm going to be able to answer those while I'm on the Orbital. Morgan is a moderator for the chat. That's the love of my life, my fiance. She'll be putting the my Venmo in the chat. And she will be putting the website and all that fun stuff. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start with these 2. We've got, this is a new shape that's not released. It's for an off-road board. And this one is the egg roll. This thing is insane. 11.75. Nice little symmetrical egg. Let me throw my mask on so I don't die. Sawdust kills. Not as quick as crack, but I quit that a long time ago. Ugh. Ooh, this looks like a skate park. Yeah, you're correct. It's pretty off-putting, I'll say that. Yeah, sawdust is pretty bad for you. You know, long exposure to it over years and years will end up with lung cancer, and we don't want that. Wish you guys get a close-up this time. Eight plows in it. You're going to see me run through twice. Got the Mac wheel left. Give me 1 second here again, guys. Once again, I'm going to just go ahead and set up the QR code. I'm going to step out with Morgan again real quick. Okay, that QR code right there. That'll take you to the website. Screenshot that shit. Go to the website. Get a life. I'll be right back. Gotta make sure that the lady knows what to do. The lady? Oh, there you are. Sorry, I just wanted her to keep an eye on the sun going down, make sure we weren't putting the dog stuff away in the dark. All right, so I'm gonna do these two on the Orbital. And then we got 2 left, and then it's cleanup time, and gotta go. And then I'm gonna go home and sleep. I just about flipped this chair. These should be pretty quick and straightforward. Looks like the only big deal on this one's a big chunk of glue that I just ripped off. Ow. It's underneath my fingernail. McRibs at one point, Alistair. McManaged McRib. My bad. McRibs are not made, they're created. My bad. Ow. My wallet's hurting my butt. Hey, Alistair, I think Morgan might have insider information. Alright. That custom. Done. Alright. Now for the egg roll. This thing's big, but it's an 8-ply, so it's satisfying to shape the edges on. If you're just now tuning in, go ahead and screenshot that QR code, go to the website, and get yourself a live skateboard of your own. Yeah, I made that easy. Screenshot that shit! Morgan was already at bathtub Larry status. Alrighty, so that's those two finished. Boys and girls, I'm gonna be unhealthy, I'm sorry. I need a rock star. My bad. Very unlikely, but if you're just now joining, welcome to Live Skateboards. And we were talking earlier about people, ooh man, same board, different wheelbases. Look how technical that got. My boss had to do a lot of work on there. I think I broke my pin. All right. I dropped my tripod. Don't really know what's going on with my tripod right now. There we go. All right. All right, and if you're wondering, what is this? This is the Barge from Life Skateboards. It's 11.75 inches wide. It's fun. I've got one set up. Maybe if you guys are good, maybe I'll skate it when I'm done with this live. Yeah, bless you! Bless you! Now joining, I saw a question. Neil said, looks like one of those old school 70 decks. Yes, sir. So actually what this was, so here at Live Skateboards, since we can since we can put your wheelbase in for you and make it whatever you want, we get people that ask us to double drill their wheelbases so that they can try their wheelbases. This shape you're seeing right here has an option of 17, 17 and a half, and 18 inches on the wheelbase. Because we put our wheelbases in here, you can get whatever you want on there. We can double drill your truck holes on any shape. So we can do that old school truck pattern on anything for you. And if you want one of our boards, just go ahead and screenshot this right here. lifeskateboard.com. That QR code will take you right to the website. We've got over 77 shapes listed. Pick out what you want. We'll make it for you. I'm just taking these two through. The one that you were talking about with the double drills, this was actually a customer request here. They've ordered a few of them, and I believe they're using that for an off-road board. The surf skate community has found us, and they seem to love us as well. I just burped in my mask, and it was gross. gonna have a doggy visit. Go visit the dog before I do this last step on these last two boards. Who's excited about to see a dog? Everybody likes to see dogs, right? We're on the internet. We want to go see dogs. I wish we could see Bathtub Larry's face. There's that lady. I love that thing. She's pretty rad. All right, so we're gonna go check on the dog. Look how beautiful it is out here today. We got 2 more boards left to finish in the Orbital, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask now. But right now, we're checking on Lori. Lori. Look how excited she is. Look at that baby. Good girl. Almost done. And if you didn't know, you can get this beautiful girl on a board of your own as well. Let's go show them your graphic real quick, Lori. Let's show everybody. So you can get this graphic on any board. Lori's my rescue dog. I found her while I was cleaning a skate park. This is the 8 stair with the Euro gap from that skate park. If you go on the website and order any of the life boards at lifeskateboard.com, you'll be, you can just put, I want the Lori graphic in the notes, and we'll put that on there for you. Pretty soon we'll have an update on the website, all that fun shit. But I got this off-road board to take care of, the Barge, and then I'm cleaning up. And I'll go ahead and stay on live while I'm cleaning. Morgan's right there to spam the website and all kinds of fun stuff. And this Barge is going to be a little bit more labor intensive because somebody, me, put too much glue on it. Go ahead and hit it with a 60 all over first. We haven't made the McRib board yet, but you're convincing my boss slowly. Like I said earlier, it's not usually this intensive on here, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of excess glue on the top of this board. The drums can't get the top, so I have to do this part. This one is not the egg roll. This is the Barge. However, I did shape an egg roll today. If you'd like to see that, I got you, Simon. Right here. There's the egg roll, real big, 11.75. The Barge is also 11.75. It's just a little bit more square. If you go to my page, the Barge is the one that I just posted the front side air with. I actually have to. Dang it, I'm a dummy. I have a whole edit of the Barge that I need to post to YouTube. I posted it to Instagram instead. Sorry. The local, the guy I personally know? If so, cool seeing you in here. If not, hi Simon. This 60 is losing its bite. I need to go grab another one real quick. Don't normally use 60 on this, but this extra glue is making me take a step back. Back to a good 150 here. I do not enjoy using a 60 grit on that, but gotta do what I gotta do. watching. Apparently, relaxes something. What you were seeing me struggle with there is there are some horizontal lines going across the grain here. And got to make sure those aren't visible. They don't affect the board at all, but amen. That normally does not take that long. My God. Hi, Sam. I'm still here. I'm at work. This took a really long time to clean off because some dummy put a bunch of glue on the top of this board when it was getting pressed. And I don't know who that was, Sam, but it was some dummy. It was me. It's clammed. Clammed. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Sam. I even like looked over the edge. I see it now. I'm sorry about that, Sam. I just took a really long time on that. Let me take 30 minutes off my time. Sorry about that. Sorry, Sam. I'm almost done with my day then. Dang it. Sorry. Hey, you guys are witnessing me apologize to my boss. I saw it on the template and I was like, look at me, I'm helping Sam out. Little did I know, I was just undoing work that Sam already had done. No, it was, you had your stacks right here, and then it was right there, and I just kind of assumed, like, you were in a hurry and didn't take it off of there. I assumed and made an ass out of myself real quick. You know me. I'm good at making an ass out of myself. That's me. Well, the cool thing is the whole thing's on video, so I can go back in time. I can go back in the video and just zoom back in and cut that out, and it's like I didn't do it. Smart. You know? Hey Sam, I got smart. Instead of telling people to screenshot that, I just say, hey, screenshot this water right here. Look at that. See, I got smart, Sam. I got smart. Sorry, Sam. Yes, sir. Skateboard decks. Hi, Steve. Sorry that I yelled at you as soon as you got here. I work for Life Skateboards, handcrafting skateboard decks. If you want to go ahead and screenshot that QR code will take you straight to the website. We got over 77 shapes listed on the website. This one right here is not on the website, actually. This is a custom for an off-roader. But as you can see here, all of these templates all around this room right here are on that website. Thank you for popping in here. You hopped in right at the end of the live. I love Alistair, but Bathtub Larry does not ride for life. Bathtub Larry is a mythical creature that controls all of our lives that Alistair has introduced us to. If you're new to these chats, they get weird. They get real weird. And I let them get weird. My fiance Morgan is a moderator on these chats as well. She comes in and posts the link to the website, all kinds of fun stuff for us. Might even catch my boss hopping in here and telling me I'm shaping the wrong board, because that just happened. All right, Steve. Since you hopped on here kind of late, Steve, I'm going to go ahead and give you a tour of the shop. I'm done with my live here today. Today we went and shaped through some boards, pressed some board, glued some boards up. Let me just go ahead and give you a small tour. Here's the shaping room. The uncuts come in here. Sam attaches them to a template right after he drills the truck holes in. Then he runs the template along this router with the stabilizer on it. This belt sander brings that edge to a 90 with the concave. This edge router here, I'm sorry, did I call that a belt sander or edge router? This is a belt router, belt sander. It's been a long day, guys. Edge router makes it round. Drum cleans it up. Back wheel cleans it up more, and then this one is what you just saw. It's a little bit more cleanup. So before that happens, here's our pressing room. So we've got our veneer right here, selecting 7 pieces of veneer, and then we glue them by hand right here. I think you can probably scroll back. Thank you, I appreciate the love, Steve. We glue everything by hand. Here's our glue thing that's covered. And then here are our presses. Right now we've got 4 in here under pressure. These boards will be in the press for 24 hours, and then they cure in a stack of their own for a week. Now, after the boards are cut, shaped, and sanded, they go on to the next room where we... Ooh, it's dark outside. I didn't know it was nighttime. There's a building right over there. That's where we do all of the graphic application. We apply all of our graphics by hand with hand-carved lino blocks. So, yep, lifeskateboard.com. Check us out. I've got a finished board right here. As you can tell, absolutely gorgeous. These are actually my boss's hands. Yes, those are missing fingers. There's the saw that did it to him. But all right, if you guys have any last second questions, appreciate it. I'll answer them, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here. Make it easier for you to check us out. Lifeskateboard.com. We're going to make it for you to order. There's tons of shapes. You can change your wheelbase, everything. And also, thank you, Alistair. Love you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you. It's me. And Alistair, can I spread the love and word of the McRib? Yes, the McRib good, McRib tasty. I'm loving it or whatever. Don't forget, get a life, guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Have a great night. I'm going to clean up and get home. Love you, Morgan. Thank you.